I'm not a huge
All right,
fan of
well,
hockey.
now we're live on the stream, folks. So that's great.
That's
So
great,
for those
that's
of you who are gonna watch the stream, I guess you just missed us talk about the Bruins for 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. So we just basically mentioned, they got the all-time wins record, all-time points record, and it is championship or bust for the Bruins.
Yeah, congratulations, then that's impressive.
We want to get to NFL and MLB before NBA.
Yeah, let's
Do
do
we want
all
to just get
quick
the
stuff first.
MLB thing out of the way? Because let's just get the MLB.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Do you guys even want to talk about the NCAA college hockey stuff that I put down here, or not really?
Shout out to Quinnipiac.
Yeah, shout out to that. Yeah, basically,
Quinnipiac.
basically that is the moral of the
Wow.
story. Shout out to
They
Quinnipiac.
won the NCAA,
They won the
hockey
NCAA title, and it had the most viewership of any NCAA title game ever.
Good for them.
So they're getting a lot of exposure. All right, let's move on to the MLB. So I want to talk about, for the first thing I want to talk about for the MLB is MLB extends alcohol sales time with the new rules. The game times are half an hour shorter, basically. So some teams are now extending until the 8th inning alcohol sales, including the Brewers did this, and there was one other team, I forget. It was either the Cardinals or the Diamondbacks, I think. I forget which one it was. But do you guys think this is ethical, or do you think it's right? Basically, allowing people to continue to drink. Basically, let's say the 8th and 9th inning can be quick. Let's say 20 minutes before they leave the ballpark, they're still drinking. Like, is this right? I don't really think so personally.
I don't really think it's right either. Like, just presuming that people are going to be drinking and driving, but at the same time, I think not everybody that goes to the game is driving their own, like, themselves. Like,
No, yeah,
sometimes-
some people Uber.
Yeah, some people Uber, some people will go with like a designated driver and stuff like that. And then like in other ballparks, like for example, I guess you could say like Boston, like you could take like a train or something. So it's
Yeah.
not like you're gonna be driving, but
True.
I mean,
I guess it could depend.
it depends on the ballpark. Honestly.
It does depend on the ballpark because, in major cities, you have that transportation, like you were talking about, that public transportation with the train systems in Boston and New York. But if you're in, I don't know, what's a good example of like a smaller, like Kansas City, maybe?
Yeah,
Would be a
and
good
at the same
example, like,
time,
Well, a
we
lot
have-
of these, even these major stadiums, a lot of them are outside of the city. I mean, Atlanta's is not really in.
Yeah, Atlanta's isn't in Atlanta, is it?
No.
No.
So that's just a place that doesn't make sense. And like
Right.
another thing too is like I feel like people like if they go to a baseball game and they're going to drink, like I feel like they start drinking early in the game, like, knowing that. But like making it to the
I
8th
hope
inning,
so.
it's like I don't get that, to be honest with you. Like why? Like,
Yeah,
what's the
I
point?
mean,
I guess
I-
increase alcohol sales, but like which
yeah,
I mean
no, it's
obviously
totally,
at the end of the day everything comes down to money.
it's totally a
It's
money
like-
thing. Do you want to?
Yeah, so basically what I was gonna say is I think this new rule is idiotic. I understand what they're doing because it's gonna bring in more money. Obviously, the longer you have alcohol sales, the more money you're gonna bring in.
They're trying to not lose any money.
Exactly. But at the same time, nobody wants to deal with drunk fans in the 8th or 9th inning whenever the game's most
especially
pressured.
people like
Because
kids, like
you,
people bring their kids to the
yes,
ballpark.
like nobody
Yeah.
wants to be, surrounded or see
Fights
You've
and
seen,
stuff.
I mean, with social media blowing up, obviously more recently, like you see videos of people fighting,
Yeah.
getting in arguments all the time.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of the time it's drunk people. And yeah, sell drinks from like the 1st to the 6th inning, but after like even maybe the 5th, because first of all, it's a safety hazard.
Yep.
And then also just like people just being a nuisance.
Yep.
I don't
Can you
think that's
imagine how
good
this
for
is going to
ballpark.
impact the playoffs? Like, especially with a playoff atmosphere, which
Imagine
is already
Yankees, Red
rowdy.
Sox.
Yeah.
They're like what?
Already rowdy. Let's say rivalry games or playoff games,
And people,
and
we
then
get down to the 8th
people
inning
go overboard for that.
and then boom, go get another
Yeah,
two
like
drinks.
it's
and it's-
Yeah.
it's just not safe. And I've seen some of the players have started to make comments about this. Do you guys see Matt Strom?
yeah,
pitcher
pitcher
for
for Phillies. Yep, I saw that.
He commented something like what we've been talking about.
He's a lefty, right?
Yeah,
To the left, yeah.
he had the Sox had him last year, but
He's like the ball.
to the point of basically like he doesn't think it's safe or right. He thinks that now that the games are shorter, they should be selling it at a shorter time. So
Exactly.
in the 6th inning
So that
instead
would
of,
make more sense.
instead of the 7th, because
Because
people
everybody's gonna
need-
be quiet.
yeah, people need more time to process the alcohol. Like
The
body
these
needs more
stadiums
time.
in the league, they're choosing money over people's safety. And
It's not right.
It's
And
not.
like I think they're gonna get called out on it to the point where they're gonna have to change it.
Right.
Because I mean I don't think anybody's really gonna be okay with it.
I
So-
would. I'm not going to take an ethics standpoint from this, I think ethically it's probably wrong. But I mean, if you look at major college football teams, college football never sold alcohol, never advertised alcohol. Now it's a big thing at obviously Tennessee, Alabama. You can go anywhere and they drink at college games now. Boston College just did it about 3 years ago. They allowed the kids to drink. I mean, it's a thing that's happened. But
But at the
Most
same
kids
time
are
with that,
on
too, yeah,
college
you'll be on
campuses,
campus
though.
too, so it's not like you're.
well, that is true. But also, I want
But
to.
they are huge campuses.
I want to add that
It's
the,
like
I want to add
you-
that the, I mean, I don't agree with the ballpark's decision, but they're not liable. I mean, they tell you straight up when you get in the stadium, you get hit by a baseball, you can't sue us. You get in a drunk driving accident, you can't sue us. We can talk about ethically if that's
That's true.
right. But I mean,
Yeah,
from their
I guess
standpoint, the fans, they can't do anything about it really. They can put, they can say, we don't like this rule or not, and they can change it.
I guess so.
But the ballpark is not going to be liable for anything if anything happens, and it's already happened. I mean, yeah, I even thought the 7th was too late as it was.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
7th is pushing it. I always thought that. So
I always thought that too. You're right. I hadn't even thought about that with the liability thing. That makes a lot of sense actually, and I just hope not the entire league shifts into this mindset of it's okay to do this until the 8th inning because it really isn't. And I hope from the fans that are going to the games perspective, I hope everyone is smart enough to recognize that it's not a good idea and stop actually buying drinks at the proper time and not at the wrong time just because they can, and just because they're allowed to. All right, so that's. Anyone else have any thoughts on that or no?
I'm all set.
Yeah.
All right. So the A's made progress. I think they won a court case or got approval in their new stadium proposal in Vegas for relocation. Do you guys think a relocation? So I don't think it's fully done yet. Like it's not a done deal. Just to make that clear. But do you think a relocation? I'm not going to say saves their franchise, but changes like their outlook a little bit.
I would say
Does it give the team new energy? That's what
I would say it's going to have to be under new ownership for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean, it'd be cool. Las Vegas is I wouldn't say it's a growing city. It's just a city that has a lot of people, and it's obviously worked with football.
It has
Las
a lot of
Vegas
money.
Raiders, Las Vegas Golden Knights. You got gambling there. It's a major hub for sports betting, UFC, all that sort of thing. So we know sports work there. The A's would be cool there. It's time. It's time. If Oakland's not going to build them a new stadium, which they won't, it's time to go, and it's time for them to be under new ownership too. I think it'd
I
be
agree with
interesting if LeBron's talked about, hey, I want to buy an NBA team. He wants to move an NBA team to Las Vegas. He's had that goal and aspiration. I wonder if he'd be a vested,
Can he do that with his investment into the Fenway Sports Group already?
I mean,
Because he is an owner.
he can't. Well, he's partial. He's like what maybe 5%, 1%. I think
It's not a huge percentage.
Well, I think he can. I mean, you could have multiple ownerships of things.
Yeah.
There's a couple of owners I think that do that.
Well, could you have multiple ownerships if they're competing teams?
Well, yeah, we also have to think Fenway Sports Group also owns the Penguins.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the Penguins in Liverpool. Yeah. Yeah, I think a relocation for the A's would be a good thing, but from
I
a
also
team-
don't know where he would build in that city, a baseball stadium.
I saw a rendering of like the possible construction, like a picture of it. It looked like it was right next to like the water or something. The water somewhere. I don't know where in Vegas, but
Like an actual like natural water or like a waterfall.
no, like natural water. But
Okay,
I
so it
don't-
would be outside of Vegas then,
probably.
because there's no way you can build in that. You can't build in that city. You
Maybe
can't put a
not.
baseball field there. There's no.
They would have to find a lot of room.
Yeah.
They would have to find a lot of room.
It'd be dope to see. We don't have a lot of new stadiums. Obviously, the Braves
This
is
is just got a new one.
Do you guys have thoughts on this? Do you think the A's would benefit from a relocation?
I mean, yeah, probably like just knowing. I mean, especially in Vegas too. Just like there's just more money to be made, and then obviously in Oakland, there's like a poverty franchise at this point. Like they're not competing for anything.
Mhm.
It's just
One of
they're
the
just
lowest
A's.
payrolls in
Yeah,
the league.
exactly. They don't
Bad
have like money
stadium.
like that. Like it's just not a lot of people go to the ballpark to watch the games. Like it's
Did
just-
they might have had the lowest attendance
I
last
think they
year.
did.
We've also,
They're
you
AAA
don't,
team
you don't
in
have Bob
attendance.
Melvin. Melvin's been gone for a little bit now.
Yeah.
He was a great manager. You don't have a really good front office staff. I mean, they're just a mess.
They didn't have a terrible roster until a few years ago.
Oh, they were posting. They were wild.
They were
cards.
always
They were making
pretty good.
wild- they were
like
making
Coco
wild
Always
cards.
losing to the Astros.
Yeah, they were
Like
making
most
wild
of
cards
And
for
they've had
a
some
few years
really
in a
good
row.
players, Matt Chapman.
Yep.
Chris Davis.
Matt Olson was there.
Marcus
Olson was there.
Semien,
Marcano, right?
Sean Manaea was
Sean Murphy.
Tony Kemp's still there.
Ramon
Oh,
Morris also there. Oh, Coco Chris,
who was
Coco
the
Chris
who
was
was the
good.
pitcher that they
Chris
just-
Bassett.
No, they traded him to the Yankees last. Am I thinking the right?
Oh,
Frankie
Frankie
Montas.
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 They have Sean Manoa. Manoa.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had some
Yeah.
really good
They've had
talent.
some
Jesus
good talent.
Luzardo.
They
Barry
just-
Zito.
Very
Wow.
good.
I've never been able to put it together. I wonder if it's something about playing in Oakland that makes it so that they never put it together.
I want to
you
say
know?
the last time they were in a World Series was they lost to the Dodgers, right? I feel like somebody
Maybe.
fact check me on that. I think it's the
Have
Dodgers.
they been in the World Series in the 2000s?
No, they haven't been close because Dennis Eckersley pitched for the A's.
Yeah,
That's
so
the
that
last
was in
time
the
they-
80s.
That's the last time they made the World Series. I'm pretty sure they lost to the Dodgers.
That was in the
last time they played.
80s. So they haven't made the World Series in a long time. I don't think they have
Yeah.
at least. I mean,
They haven't won one. I know that.
they haven't won one since the 80s for sure.
They have 9 though.
They have 9 in their history. I mean, that's not bad, but you know, you're still talking about the last 20 years. You've only made it to wild cards.
19.
That I'm aware of.
1990.
Wow, Oakland
1990?
have appeared in the World
1972,
Series.
73, 74, 88, 89, 90.
So 90 was
So
the
they were
last
in
one.
like whenever they're good, like they're
So over 30 years
3
ago was
stretches.
over 30 years ago was your last World Series title. Obviously, something has to change.
Right.
This
And I think that's ownership. I mean, I think a new stadium's gonna be good. Obviously, people would be excited for a relocation in a nicer area with a better field. You're gonna bring in more fans, especially with a place like Las Vegas compared to Oakland. But also it's just your management. You need to have people that are willing to sign big players. You need to be willing to spend more money.
Yeah.
You can't be just selling away all your good players and getting these, random like rookies that aren't that
Yeah.
good.
The Moneyball theory of baseball worked for a while, but I don't think in their current state that it's still working. It's just not.
No.
And
Well,
it
it's
hasn't
working
been
for
a few
Tampa.
years. It works. It has been working for Tampa, but I'm saying I don't think it works for the A's at the moment.
It just hasn't.
Yeah,
It just
it's
hasn't
just you just have to
recently.
have the right. It's a thing. Sports are copycat leagues. Like if you look at the NFL, the screen was never a big thing. Teams like the Patriots adopted the screen, and everybody has like a multiple screen packages a game, whether it's a wide receiver screen, even tight ends and running backs. So it's the same thing with baseball, is where the Moneyball thing with Billy Bean. Everyone tried to adopt it, especially smaller market teams, and it didn't work. You just need to have that type of general manager, and they don't.
Yeah.
So, you got to get that guy if you want him. I mean, it's the great quote in the Moneyball. It's if we play like the Oakland A's in here with trying to get players, we'll lose to them. We lose to
The Yankees, you mean?
yeah, the Yankees. If we try to play like them in here, we'll lose to them out there. And they don't try to play like that, but they trade away their guys too early because they have to. Because you can't re-sign Matt Chapman. You can't re-sign Chris.
They
It's
don't
not gonna
have the
happen.
money.
I love that movie too.
Yeah.
Shout out Jonah Hill.
I think if they got new ownership,
Shout out
maybe,
Jonah Hill.
maybe if they got new ownership, they would have the money to start thinking more like a team that can actually re-sign guys, sign guys to long contracts.
It really comes down to just their front office.
Yeah, it really does come down to the front office and the ownership. I would.
I could see
honestly,
you winning their team one day.
I honestly would blame it less on the general managers and a little bit more on the ownership for not being willing to invest enough money into there to make them sustainable and successful.
Right.
All right, do you guys have any more thoughts on that, or are we good?
We're good.
You want to talk about the Rays? The Rays are doing right now. They just today tied an all-time record for a season start, 13-0. It's the
Shout out me for
most games undefeated.
you guys all wanted that against me.
They ain't gonna finish there.
Shout out
I
Randy
don't know.
Rosarena.
13
No,
no,
shout out
13
to-
no, they're already
Reggie
15.
Rosarena is looking like a
He
sleeper
could be a
MVP pick.
Who said that?
You
said
did.
that,
You
right?
had
Who
that
said
take.
that?
Who said
I-
that?
Me
No,
and him
you're
have
right.
a good take.
You were right about that.
Wander's played well.
Absolutely.
They
He's
pitched
played
really
good.
well. McLennan's
their
pitched-
whole team is
McLennan's
strong.
pitched really well.
Todd
Brandon
Bradley,
Lau has
Todd
been-
Bradley.
And the
Great.
dominance of it too.
Yeah,
They just
it's been so
And they can
dominant.
win both ways. They can win in low scoring, and we saw it in the Red Sox series. They
Yeah.
won a couple high scoring games, and they
And a
won a
couple
couple
low
low
scoring.
scoring games.
They
So
won 1-0. One
shout out
game.
to Kevin Cash. He's just the best manager in
Unbelievable.
baseball. There's no debate. There's like
No,
no debate. You
there's no
cannot
debate.
tell me there's a better manager than Kevin Cash.
He's unbelievable.
Dusty Baker.
Sure. I think I could manage that roster.
Yeah, I know. Literally, when they're giving that team.
I mean, there's really just nothing else to say about them besides pure absolute
Just it's
dominance.
historic. It's incredible.
It's amazing to watch.
Obviously, you think that they're gonna finish at the top. What do you guys think? Do you think that they're gonna keep this winning up and like just be the best team?
I mean, they're not going to keep this pace up, but I think, they're already, 4 games ahead of Toronto and the Yankees?
Yeah, I think Toronto, the Yankees are 8-4.
I just think they have the formula.
Yeah.
They have really good pitching. I also think it's a scary team in October.
Yeah, I agree
You've got
with
a
that.
couple of good bats, but again, it's the health we talked about, I
And
think,
they-
with them.
They've played like well in the postseason.
Their lineup's like deep. You don't see like a lot of like flashy players other than maybe a Rosarena and Franco. But all of
Like
their lineup is
Yandy
just
Diaz,
Yandy Diaz is so
Unbelievable.
he's solid.
and he's
right?
their leadoff
He's a
hitter.
solid. They're all solid players, and they just get the job done.
They're really talented. They're really fun to watch, and it's just a marvel that
They're really good at getting it to the next guy, no matter what. Whether it's singles, doubles. They're not trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark all the time, although they do it a lot.
They've done it so, like
They do it
They've
a lot.
done-
they've been so.
Don't they have the most home runs in the
Yeah.
league this year
Mhm.
so far? Yeah.
they've
So
been so
like
good.
they can hit the ball out of the ballpark all the time, but I'll use an example from the Red Sox game today. Randy Rosarena today, there was runners on first and third. I was watching the whole game. Took a curveball that was about 5 or 6 inches out of the zone and just shot it the other way through the hole into right field. A ground ball just into the hole in right
You wanna
field.
know what makes him so
He did
talented?
his job.
I think? You wanna know what makes him so talented? He can take a ball that's not in the zone and still make something out of it.
Yeah.
If
that's
you
exactly
if you
what
watch
he
his
shot.
crazy run in postseason 2020, if you look, a lot of the home he
He
has
just
like
catches
what, like
barrels.
9 home runs.
I think a lot of it too is if
All
you,
weren't even in the zone.
Yeah.
They're up in the zone, out, and he's just
if
Yeah.
you watch his swing, he really hits off speed really good. If you watch
Yep.
it, if you throw a hanger, if you throw a slider that's overplay,
He's
he's
smashing.
smashing it. So he's really talented, and I'm excited to see Wander Franco play really well. Obviously,
am
a really
too.
good prospect. I mean, I shouldn't say I'm really excited because the Red Sox could deal with that, but I'm looking at their lineup right now, and
Brandon Lau, one of the top second basemen in the league.
yeah, he's batting 333 right now. Wander's batting 320. I mean, you got your 3 best hitters. And Yandy's batting 275 as well. That's
Yeah.
really good. You got your 4 best hitters are all batting 250 plus. So they get it on, and they're slugging really well. They're slugging in the 5s to 6s. So
They also have a tendency to just find guys that come out of nowhere that end up performing very well. Like, have you guys heard of Luke Raley Luke Raley, right? He hit a home run, I think yesterday against the Sox,
I think so. Yeah.
and I was like, "Who is this guy?" And then they showed his stats. I think he was batting like almost 300, and I'm like, they just continuously pump out talent.
And their
that
pitching,
no one's
their
ever heard.
pitching is
They're so good at
of the top
developing.
too.
Yeah.
Springs.
They kind of remind me.
Yeah,
of, like,
Jeffrey Springs is the perfect example.
Yeah,
They're so
he's
good
been-
at developing players.
People
that
talk
have
about
been
like Cy
forgotten.
Young kind of candidate.
He might be hurt though. He came out
He's
of the
got
game.
a 0.56 right now
Yeah,
after 4 starts.
Unbelievable.
He has a .56.
Yes.
Wow. He came out of the game today. after
Rasmussen has a
some forearm tightness, I believe.
0. 2 starts.
They
Oh
just
my
produce
God.
pitchers too. Like they're
Yeah.
just
They've
such a
always been
smart
really
team.
good, and their bullpen's really
Their
good.
pitching lab must be insane.
Kelly.
They're like the Dodgers.
Fleming.
Like they
Yeah.
just they take random dudes and just make them good.
I mean, look at Jalen Beeks. Jalen Beeks obviously played for the Red Sox. He didn't throw too bad the other night.
Yeah.
So I mean, they just have the ability to find the right guys, and they just they're a perfect example of winning on a low budget. It's obviously something that Chaim Bloom started.
Randy Rosarena.
And
Have you been doing that for like 4 minutes?
I just
he's
did it.
just an
He was doing it before that.
no, but they're. I mean, I think Toronto can catch them. I think the Yankees could possibly catch them, but I think just the way their roster
I
is
wouldn't be
structured,
surprised if they finish first.
is structured. They're pitching, and they can win multiple ways. They don't need to be like the Yankees that need to bash the ball around the ballpark. And
Yeah.
I think Toronto, to an extent, has to. do
Yeah,
that.
no, that is true.
So I think
Especially with Jose Barrios literally looking like the worst starting pitcher in baseball. Like I said,
you're all right.
We'll be fine.
You're fine. You're 84.
Yeah,
you're in a
we're
good
good.
spot. You're in
I
a good
think
spot.
I think
We
to
just need to figure
judge
him out.
I think to judge who's going to finish first in this division, we're going to need to see at least another month, maybe two of baseball.
Absolutely.
It's going to be close.
You know who is playing well? Bubba Shep's playing.
It's going to be
Ball pretty
close.
well.
Barrios is
I'm
not
0-2 with an 11 ERA.
All right, you guys want to talk about the surprise teams
Sure. Go
I
ahead.
mean, I guess yes.
outside of the Rays?
for now.
Cosmo's good.
All right, so for surprise
Yeah,
teams,
he's
we
been
have
really good.
Angels, Rangers, and Pirates. The Pirates is one I was really not expecting. Like, you know, everyone pretty much was expecting them to finish last in their division and just be garbage, pretty much, essentially.
It's just that series against the Red Sox.
They've put together some good
Ryan Reynolds has
games.
looked good.
They've put together some good games. Brian Reynolds is going crazy.
I mean,
No.
he's always been a good player too.
Well, Brian Reynolds
I'm
is
not
yeah.
completely
Brian Reynolds
surprised.
is I think one of the more underrated players in the game
Taking a
because of
step
where
up.
he plays.
Taking a step up. for
And
sure.
honestly, their pitching staff is not that bad. Their starting pitching is not that bad. Like I was listening to a podcast of
they're young.
a series preview before the Red Sox Pirates series, and they were going through the starting pitching of the Pirates, and all three guys that we were facing that particular series had like a 3 ERA or 3-something ERA last season. I think it was like a 4 or under ERA. Like all three of them had a 4 or under last season, and I was like, who are these guys? I don't know any of their names, but they actually pitched well, and they did pitch well against
Mitch
the
Keller.
Sox. Mitch Keller,
Keller.
one of them.
Rick Hill. Oh,
Yeah.
never.
Red Shell.
I mean,
Oviedo. Oh no,
Yeah.
Oviedo's not a starter.
Oviedo.
Yeah,
Oviedo,
Reyes is
yeah.
a starter. Yeah.
So yeah, they've
Velasquez, yeah.
been very surprising. What is their actual record right now?
They're 7-5.
7-5.
So obviously keep in mind, like this is 12, 13 games. so
Yeah,
it's not
Because if
so-
you look at the Cardinals,
but like
They're a team I
this
don't
is
think.
this is a team we were expecting to just be at the bottom.
I know.
I'm also looking at it right now. I mean, their whips are okay. I mean, Mitch Keller has an okay K per 9, but like
Do you think it's sustainable?
I don't think so.
no, I was just looking at it right. I mean, a lot of them have a Ks through 9 that are it's below 9. I mean, Mitch Keller's pitched pretty well, but I also think it's because he's had more innings since Team USA and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, you look at their ERAs. I don't love ERA as a stat, but Mitch Keller is their best guy, and he has a 3.57. It's not
Oh,
going to be
really?
sustainable.
As of right now.
Yeah.
they're not going to be sustainable. I mean, kind of if you look at their season so far, they split with they lost their opening series to the Reds, which I think they could be a better team than the Reds. The Reds do have a very good pitching staff, very
They
underrated.
also lost
Yeah.
O'Neill Cruz, so
Yeah, they did lose
But
O'Neal Cruz.
I mean, the
O'Neal
reason that
Cruz
they're
is
sitting,
not a high average guy though. He's more of like a
he
home
just
run
kind of
guy.
has a freak like pop.
but he's also like a really good defensive shortstop.
He is a very good defensive shortstop
Yeah, but
because
so-
he's so big that he can
But
have so much.
the reason
range.
why the Pirates are the 2 seed now is just that series against the Red Sox. If the Red
Yeah.
Sox even won one game or two, we would be like,
Right.
Yeah, we wouldn't
Yeah.
really be talking about it. Yeah, true.
So
The Angels and the Rangers, though, I think are sustainable.
Yep.
Agreed?
Especially the Rangers.
I'm kind of worried about the Angels.
Really?
I am too.
It's
Pitching
just trying to
staff or what?
it's trying to show hey, the rest of that lineup
Yeah.
has not played well.
Renfro.
Played terrible.
Renfro's
Anthony
like,
played that good.
Renfro's hit like 3 home runs.
Yeah, Renfro's hit the ball well, but he's a streaky guy. He's not the guy. They need to stay healthy, and I think they have a chance.
Logan O'Hoppe is an emerging catcher, right? He's a catcher.
Yeah.
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 An emerging rookie catcher, and isn't he in the Rookie of the Year odds? I mean,
Yeah.
Awesome, yeah.
he's a few out of the top, but
Yeah.
he's in the Rookie of the Year odds.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
I mean, but if you're looking, I mean, again, if
Also,
you're looking at
Urshela
the teams
hasn't
these
been
teams are
terrible.
playing, Urshela's actually looked pretty good. He
Yeah,
made a
Urshela
really
has
good play
been
against
good.
the Blue Jays. If you look at the teams they're playing, they beat the Athletics. Everyone is expecting them to beat the
Right.
Athletics as they should. And of course, they would lose the game to them that Shohei pitches.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they beat the Mariners. Hammy said he thought the Mariners were in their regress. I don't think the Mariners are going to be as good as they were last year. I think they're a fringe playoff team.
I agree.
So I think the Angels could be better in the division than the Mariners. The Blue
It's
Jays,
possible.
they lost two of three.
Mhm.
They played competitive every game though. And then they're beating the Nationals.
Rendon's a problem.
Rendon, if
Yeah.
Rendon needs to be on the field,
Rendon's a problem.
Yeah.
That's he can't be bad. I legit am looking at it right now.
That's
need-
probably
he
the
needs-
worst contract in their franchise history.
Well, we're only 2 years into it. What did he get? Like 2 for? Is it 10? Did he get 10 years?
I think so.
maybe
Something like
9.
As of right now.
I mean, I always thought he was good, but I thought that he was paid like
way too much.
prematurely.
Yeah, I agree.
He had like what 1.5 good years, like really good years.
In that year
Yeah,
that they
two
won the World
really
Series,
good
it was the
years.
year they won the World
Yeah,
Series.
he had a really good
Yeah.
playoff run.
He had
He is
2 really good years, and then
13 years,
Oh god.
154,000.
you mean million.
Right, million. That might be wrong.
Yeah, it's million. It's gotta be million.
Yeah.
Sandoval's also not pitched that bad,
Yeah.
Patrick Sandoval.
but that's sad. I mean, it's just been him and Shohei. Shohei's gonna be done. I just don't think
Do
they
you
have
think they're a
enough.
fringe playoff team? Do you think they have a shot at the wild
With
card?
6 teams, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I just think if the team, I think it's a perfect segue. I think the Rangers are just better
I
constructed.
think they're
I
gonna
agree
finish.
with
I
that
think
too.
they're gonna finish second.
Yeah.
And I think I honestly think it's gonna be the Angels, man.
Honestly,
Yeah. I honestly think the
love
Mariners are
Rangers.
going to finish fourth. in
I
that
honestly
division.
love the Rangers roster.
Yeah, the Rangers roster is very well constructed.
They got some studs. You got
Yes.
Simeon, Lau,
Seager.
Seager,
Corey
obviously.
Seager.
Josh
Garcia.
Young has looked all right.
Garcia
yeah,
has
Luis
a place.
Although
Garcia
Garcia
is
is
so good.
great. Yeah. Jonah Himes looked good. He just hit a walk-off the other day.
And their pitching is
Josh
really
Drew.
good.
I already mentioned him. Yeah, their
Their
pitching has
pitching,
looked good as well.
DeGrom, Evaldi, Andrew Heaney just tied the record
John
for
Gray,
consecutive
nine.
Martin
strikeouts.
Perez is up.
I was
Martin
Martin
Perez
Perez has been
he's a
pitching
great
so
He
forward.
was good last year.
He was who did he pitch against? Like he was was it the
Was the Phillies?
It
oh it was the
might-
Phillies.
Because he gave up like a run, I think, against the
Yeah, I
Phillies.
think it was the Phillies.
Yeah.
So
They've looked
the
very
Rangers have a very
I'm impressed.
sustainable team, I think.
And it's also an experienced roster. It's kind of thing we
It
talked
is.
about with the Yankees. It's just that they got to stay healthy. If they stay healthy, I think they can be a playoff team. Like I said, I really like their roster, and Martin Perez. If he keeps pitching like he is, him as a 4,
He was an all-star.
Yeah.
last
him as
year.
a 4 going into the playoffs. I think
Yeah.
they're looking really good. And Evaldi, obviously, we've seen a lot of native
Yeah.
Evaldi, and if he can stay healthy, I think
If
he's
he
very
stays healthy,
effective.
he's a
He's a very
very
effective
good
pitcher. He
pitcher.
throws the ball hard. He throws, upper 97 to 99 with the fastball, and the slider's really good still. So DeGrom needs to be a little better. I don't think he's been.
He's not.
He's
He's not been up to DeGrom form, but it's hard to beat Jacob DeGrom form all the time.
Right.
If that makes
Also,
sense.
right now, talking about like kind of our predictions, Shane McClanahan might be an AL. So
He might run away with it.
He might.
Yeah, honestly, like if I hadn't taken Shohei in our predictions episode, I was gonna
which
say
I picked
McClanahan.
Shohei, but
I was gonna say McClanahan if I hadn't said Shohei.
he's looked great. Yeah.
McClanahan is just
He was
amazing.
good, very good last year too.
Yeah.
His
He was-
movement is
They don't even have Glass now.
Who?
Tyler Glass now.
Last round.
Yeah, they don't even have Glass now. Yeah,
And he was their best pitcher.
I thought you said we don't have.
I was just like, yeah. I was like,
yeah. I thought he said Glass.
Oh, yeah, they
like,
also
what?
traded Blake Snell, but that was probably a good thing because he hasn't looked that good.
No, San Diego is not.
All right, the Twins. You think can the Twins?
Yeah, so you guys think the Twins can win the AL Central? I mean, it's them or the Guardians, right?
The Guardians.
Yeah, like we said, I think I'll just go back to what I said. It's gonna be whoever wins that division is gonna win 83 to 86 games. So
Yeah, but is it gonna be them or the
I
Guardians?
honestly think it's gonna be the Twins.
It could be. I think it's gonna be very close. I think it's gonna be within a game or two.
If,
Yeah, I don't know.
Sonny Gray,
I'll say 2.
The
if,
Guardians
okay,
are
if
not
Sonny
bad.
if Sonny Gray keeps up his pace, yeah, they're gonna.
They have a decent bullpen team.
And if
Yohan Duran is
Buxton
one of
stays healthy,
Yohan Duran is one of the best closers.
I really
in the
was.
league.
I think Byron Buxton, if he could stay healthy, could win an
he
MVP.
needs
Oh,
to stay
easily.
healthy. It's so
Easily.
fucking
Easily.
annoying. It's like just
He hits,
Dude.
I mean, he hit 30 something home runs. last year.
Yeah, he's so good, and he's a great defensive center
He's like the
fielder.
best.
Great defensive
Just
center
his
fielder.
revolution from when I remember when he was coming up, the skinny, like scrawny kid. He could hit, but now he hits the
He's got
power.
I used to think
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, he's that fast and like that good at defense. Like if he could hit, like he could be the best player in the world. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
kind of what it's come to. He just needs to get better.
Him and
contact.
Correa, I mean,
He's
that's
so
a
strong.
good middle
Yeah.
of the lineup,
Yep.
or if we
Correa,
had Buxton
Blanco.
first, yeah.
Gary Sanchez.
Jose Miranda.
Yeah,
They took a couple
They-
leads
don't
from
they
Verizon.
Mitch
yeah, Mitch Garber. Yeah, Gary Sanchez isn't even starting.
No,
Mitch Garber.
well, he's
Mitch
probably
Garber.
Mitch Garver.
Well, the
Yeah.
DH and
Luis Arise would have been good to keep.
Is Sanchez DH and then I assume?
Probably.
Probably.
That's what I would do.
Or either that or he's not starting as like the primary catcher.
Well, obviously
yeah,
he
but
sucks. He
With
can't catch a
this,
baseball.
with this team,
Sorry.
I think the Twins, if healthy, they can win it, but I think that the Guardians can be a more consistent team throughout the year.
I think the
It's
Guardians
possible.
just have a better
Guardians will win.
contracted roster.
Yeah.
It's
Good
possible.
pitching, good bullpen.
Yeah, it's possible for sure. And both those teams have insane closers. If you think about it, probably two of the best closers in the
Top
AL.
three.
Yeah, I mean,
And the AL, yes, the best.
Yohan Duran throwing 100 to 102 with movement on his
Throwing
fastball,
103 mile per hour splitters.
and then a wipeout splitter is like it's honestly insane. And obviously we know what Emmanuel McCloskey can do. All star the last couple of years, throws 100 and
And they have
really good
Karinchak.
cutter.
And then Karinchak.
Yeah, and Karinchak's pretty good as well. So it'll really be a battle
He's a
between
maniac.
yeah.
He's a fucking maniac.
It'll be a battle between those two teams. I think it's be within 2 games. So I don't think it's really predictable as of right now. We're gonna have to see a bit more, but it'll be close. All right, are we ready to move on to?
How about them Sox?
You want to do the NFL or the NBA?
We'll go to the NFL because that'd be
Make
quick.
this quick.
NFL. Okay. So the one piece of NFL news we have today is the OBJ signing. OBJ signs with the Baltimore Ravens, 1 year, $18 million, 13.8 guaranteed. So does this mean the Ravens are going to sign Lamar back or no?
I think it regains confidence if you're Lamar and the Ravens' ability to get weapons for you. Again, did they overpay?
Yep.
Oh my God, he's the highest paid receiver out of this class, out of this free agency class, and he didn't play at all last year. And I don't know if he's not gonna be the same guy. 2 ACLs,
There's no way.
you're not the same guy. Aging receiver. I mean, the last time he played, he was gonna win Super Bowl MVP. Don't get me wrong, but that's a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
And I just don't think he's the same guy. And I also, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I'm trying to think of it now. I don't think he really fits that system. I know they hired a new OC, so we'll see what they do there. But I don't think he can be a 1 anymore. I don't think he can be a 1 on a championship team. I think he could be a really good 2, wide
Maybe.
receiver 2.
Maybe.
But
I think Lamar likes him for sure because I think Lamar posted a picture with him the other day. Or they FaceTimed like right after right after the signing, I believe.
But I mean,
Does that mean Lamar's staying, do you think?
Oh, I think so. I think at least for
so.
this year. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he stays
I think-
probably.
I think it's smart by Baltimore because it's a 1-year deal for Odell and it's the tender on Mars for a year.
Yep.
And then if it doesn't work, which I don't think it will,
Then they don't have to worry about it. He'll be gone anyway.
he'll be gone in Odell and you can just kind of start over.
Yeah, true.
I think it's smart on the Ravens for sure.
I agree.
Because if you want Lamar, you know what you have to do. You need to get some receivers. You can't just run the ball with him, or he's going to continue to stay out from injury. So obviously Odell was overpaid. Is he going to be the same Odell that he was? No, but it was definitely a smart move.
Yeah.
What do you think as a Bengals fan? Obviously, they're in your division. You're going to play them twice a year. What do you think? I mean, obviously, I think your secondary played very well last year. But what do you think about having Odell in the division, and what do you think that does for Baltimore?
I mean, I think it makes Baltimore a little bit better of a team, obviously, because Odell he's not obviously, like you said, you don't think he's a wide receiver 1 anymore, but he's not a bad receiver, so he'll still make plays. He'll still help the team win some games. But as a Bengals fan, I don't see this pushing making the Ravens that much better to the
Right.
It makes their offense more versatile.
yeah. Well, I don't think it's going to get them to the point where the Bengals are worried about them.
I don't know if it makes them
Yeah.
more versatile because I really don't know.
Well, now you got three threats for receiving, right? Rashad Bateman's a good receiver.
Oh,
Obviously, he's a good receiver. I'm not going to say he's a great receiver.
oh my God.
I'm not going to say he's a great receiver, but he's a decent receiver, and he's developing still. He was a rookie last year. You
Still have Mark
obviously,
Andrews.
obviously, I was about to say Mark Andrews is one of the top 5 tight ends in the league, maybe
Right.
top 3. So, and then you add OBJ into the system, and now you have 3 receiving threats versus having basically kind of 1.5. is
I'm
what you
also,
had
but
before.
even with Odell, I'm still playing my safeties high. I mean, my safeties low. I'm playing them up because I don't fear Odell as a deep threat anymore.
No.
Yeah,
And,
That's fair.
Odell's always been a good intermediate guy who can get yak, really good on the jet sweep, really good on the toss and stuff. And I think that's how they'll probably use him. But again, we got to see how the knee is. Is he
Yeah,
going to
he
be
could
able to
very well
fully?
get injured like the first game.
Is he going to be fully explosive? Also, I want to pose this question to you guys about this. Now, they spent $18 million on this. Do you think it would have been more beneficial for them if they traded draft picks and they went after a better receiver who we have seen play?
Obviously.
DeAndre Hopkins,
Yes.
that sort of thing. I just think it was a panic move by them. And it's very weird because it's a franchise that doesn't make panic moves. Obviously, been a very stable organization.
Well, I think they realized they couldn't lose Lamar, so they had to do something, and they were trying to. I think they were trying to maybe pick like the most cost-effective or least costly thing they could provide. And I know, yes, you oversigned him. You signed him with probably too much money, but maybe they look at like what you were suggesting with giving up draft picks as too much of giving away their future versus this is only a 1-year commitment.
Yeah, but then again, you're gonna be in the same spot next year. You're gonna be asking, is Lamar gonna stay? And I mean, this all is indicative if, like, let's say they get to what, the AFC Championship game. I think they might both stay, but they're not getting the AFC title game. They're not beating Cincinnati. They're not beating Burrow.
They're not beating the Chiefs.
The Bills.
They're not beating the Chiefs. Depends on what Buffalo team we get, but yes.
Yeah.
Miami, if Tua is healthy, they're not being Miami. The Jets, they could probably beat,
Yeah.
even with Rodgers. The Jags, they would struggle with. It'd be a close game. The Chargers would be close.
Yeah.
I think Las Vegas is going to be a little bit better this year.
Maybe.
Denver is going to be a little bit better this year. I mean, the AFC is loaded. We've talked about this.
Yeah. We have talked about
I think even the Patriots, as a Patriots fan, I wouldn't be too terribly terrified playing them. Honestly, we have a good secondary, and I don't. One thing that worries me is Lamar kills us every time
this. Yeah.
we play him.
Lamar.
But like, I don't think this moves the pendulum too much for them. But I understand why they did it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's pretty fair. What do you guys have anything else to add on it?
I mean, I just think what would help their team is if Lamar can stay on the field. 2 years ago, when he was on the field, they were like start of the season 8-3. They were gonna win the AFC, and then he gets off the field, and obviously their season falls apart. And that's even last year. He wasn't really on the field. You had Tyler Huntley playing quarterback majority of the year, playing in a playoff game, where they could have beat the Bengals.
Yeah.
They probably should have beat the Bengals.
Yeah.
So I think if Lamar stays healthy, OBJ probably not going to do too much, but if Lamar can just stay on the field, then it'd be good.
Yeah, I think that's very fair.
Are we done with the segment?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get the guest. Do you want to introduce the?
How am I going to introduce the guest if I don't
Well,
know
no.
who it is?
You can keep talking about this. I'm gonna go get the guest. I'll be right
All
back.
right, so for those of you who don't know, we do have a guest today. They won't tell me who it is, so we'll see in a minute. All right, so do we want to start talking about the NBA, or do we want to wait?
Oh, dude, at 42 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do 2 parts.
we could.
We're
we could-
definitely
okay.
gonna have to do 2 parts.
We won't get to predictions, but we can talk about the.
Let's
playoff.
talk about.
Let's talk about the
play-
attendance stuff.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about
Or
the
even
playoff
the
stuff.
play-in.
We'll talk about the playoff stuff.
Yeah, all right. So let's talk about the attendance stuff. So the NBA just set a record for attendance for their regular season. I want to ask you guys a question. Does this reflect the greatest time in NBA history? Just to put the facts out before you answer that question. There were 22,234,502 tickets sold. Arenas were packed at an average capacity of 97%, which means 97% of all the arenas were filled. And that's the highest mark in NBA history. And they had 791 sellout games, which was also the most in league history. Does this reflect the greatest time in NBA history?
Okay, I'll go first. So, does it reflect the greatest time in NBA history? Debatable. It definitely could, because if you're looking at some of the talent, some of this is like most generational. Like the league is kind of just changing, it's morphing, especially with Steph Curry in the 3-ball. LeBron James, I think, is the greatest player of all time. Kevin Durant is a top 15. Steph Curry, I think, is a fringe top 10 if they win a finals.
If they win a
Yeah.
finals, he's
he's gonna
the
be
best
number 10.
point guard of all time.
Yeah. So I mean, just with the talent around the league,
You
you have
might
young
get
talent too. You
Giannis,
have
like
Shea, you have
Giannis.
Giannis, you have Luka, you have Tatum,
Embiid,
you have a bunch of great players. You have
Jokic.
You have 3 basically big men having some of the greatest statistical seasons ever. Jokic is averaging basically triple double. Giannis and Embiid are averaging 33 points, 32 points, and like 13 rebounds, and still like 6 assists. Like it's stupid.
Yeah.
Greatest time, possibly. I mean,
I would say like other times, I would say like the '90s Bulls.
We got a special guest, everybody. We got a
Yeah,
special
but,
guest.
but especially with social media being so big, you can see games more mainstream now. You know, games
That's
are
enough
kind
I was
of
expecting.
games are everywhere. It's easier to view games. You can see a YouTube clip, you can see an Instagram clip.
want to type?
You
Because
can
I'm
watch,
reading the
you
questions.
know,
Let me say.
Yeah. obviously.
All right, guys, we have our guest on. Just let's take a pause in the middle of this segment. So for those of you who don't know, this is Celia Melanson. She is a lacrosse player here, and also is dating one of our best friends, Brody.
That does not define me.
I know,
So
which is
great.
why I prefaced it.
She's
by
our
saying,
friend too.
She is
And is one of our friends. I was getting to that. Let me finish my sentence. So, what are we gonna talk about for this segment? You guys set this up. I didn't.
So, Paul, recently we've been hearing that some people have been questioning your sports knowledge. We've been hearing about this. So
Like
we
what's-
wanted to do a competition with you.
Oh no!
So
Is this a trivia thing?
yes,
Yeah.
this is a
Oh,
sports.
dude, I'm terrible at trivia.
Wait,
this
I'm
is-
not,
Is it
Sports-
sports
I'm
related?
not gonna be able
It
to
is
do this.
sports related, so you should
Like,
be
what,
able to
what
beat
type of
her.
sports?
Any sport.
This is just whoever answers first.
You should be able to win this, right?
Dude, I don't know.
Because this is
I'm bad with trivia.
this is somebody who, I mean, no offense. Well,
Oh,
you're an
I
athlete,
got
I'm
you.
a non-athlete here, but out of all of us, you probably know the least about sports in the friend group.
Definitely.
Besides Ethan, but like,
No, I want to say in the friend group. Depends on the sport.
okay.
If it's lacrosse, then she
Well,
knows
lacrosse.
more, obviously. Okay.
Okay,
Nothing
so
but
I
lacrosse.
made these questions up. Some of them are gonna be difficult.
How many are there?
It's a best 3 out of 5. So whoever gets the 3 first
Okay,
will
so it's
win.
gonna be a quick segment.
Yeah, this
It will
one.
be a very
Um,
quick segment.
Just to let you know, we're like 15
We
minutes.
got 15.
yeah, we got
got
plenty of time.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll make a part 2.
Question number 1. We'll do this. We'll do a buzzer system. Bang on the table, and that's whoever gets it first.
Okay.
Okay, here's question number 1. Who was the head coach of the Green Bay Packers before Mike McCarthy? We got 10, 9, 8,
Dude, I told you I'm
7,
terrible with trivia.
6. Celia.
What, do I lose the point if I get it wrong?
Yeah. What?
I don't know.
I didn't
I-
start following football until like 5
You
years
got
ago.
5 seconds.
Okay.
If you get this
Okay, I'm
one,
gonna go with the Mike, and then
Oh, wait.
there's a family I used to know, and their last name was
You
Holgram.
can't.
So Mike
I need to
Holgram.
look up a head. No,
Mike
no, no.
Holgram?
Mike.
You can
Holgram.
watch me do it.
She
You
is
can watch me
correct.
do it.
No!
She just
What?
it's
That's
Mike
crazy.
Holgram. She just got it right. Does your dad watch football or something? Is this what he
Yeah, I probably heard it. Like it just
I
like
did not know that. I'm not gonna
This
lie.
is crazy.
It's okay. It's okay.
We got-
I'll
we
leave it
got-
out.
we
That's
got
a
up
tough
on
one.
We got a
Dude, it's fine.
baseball related question now.
oh, I don't watch baseball.
Who did Michael Jordan play for during his baseball career?
Chicago White Sox.
That is incorrect.
What?
Is incorrect.
No, it's not.
That is incorrect.
No, it's not. He played for the Chicago White Sox.
No, but that's not the team he primarily played for. Go ahead. If you want to.
What are you talking about? He played for the Chicago White Sox in his
Okay,
MLB,
let me specify.
his
What?
MLB career.
Who did Michael Jordan play for during his minor league baseball career?
Oh, well, you didn't say that. It was
Okay, well let me specify. Well, she has. Okay,
Do I get a steal?
Can I look up? Hey,
you cannot look up anything.
question.
What?
Can I look up? I know who it was. I just don't know the name of the team. I know it was their Double A affiliate.
You can't look up the name of the team. You knew
I
it was
know,
their
but I know
double A
it's their.
affiliate.
I know it's their Double A affiliate. I just don't remember like the name.
If
of
you
the
get like
You-
where they're from, we'll get it.
We'll give it to you.
I know Terry Francona was the manager.
Do you want to?
I
Try to
remember
answer?
watching this in the Last Dance. I just don't.
Do you want to
remember.
try to answer this?
Yeah.
I mean, you
Are
do
baseball
technically
teams
get
named
half of
after
it.
like?
It's minor league baseball teams are named after weird stuff.
Was the Mud Hens?
Oh.
No, it's not. You got to bang on. You got to bang on the table, guys. Come on.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
What does it start with?
I can't. I don't know.
You can't know.
Birmingham.
That's correct.
It was Birmingham. Wait,
What?
She's getting lucky as fuck.
Did I? Oh, you should have prefaced with that I'm psychic.
Should that get like half points? Because he technically.
Well, no, he said double A, but he didn't know anything. He just said double A.
Well, I'm saying like the White Sox. You just said what baseball.
Well, I
did
didn't
play
I
with
should
the White
have I
Sox.
should have specified the question. That's my fault there.
We'll get half points.
Okay, so she got 1.5. He's got
A half.
a half.
Okay.
Okay, Paul and Celia. What number did Michael Jordan wear in the minors?
Wait.
It's a really great number.
27.
No, it's not that great of a number. That made no sense. It's just a great.
My basketball number was 45.
That is also correct.
Why are you so lucky? What the hell?
My basketball number was 45. What?
It is
the fuck is
it
that?
is 2.5 to a half. So if Celia gets 1 more point, she wins.
Damn.
What the?
How
Are
many
you a witch? Like, this is like,
I mean, yes.
this is like actually crazy.
That was weird.
That was
weird.
really weird.
Let me guess what color you're thinking of. Red.
No, she wasn't.
How many?
He was thinking about it.
Now I'll give some context. How many Super Bowls has the NFC East won? Now the NFC East is the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Giants, and I was about to say the one I'm not supposed to say, but the Commanders.
Okay,
Was
how
what I was
many?
gonna say.
Out of,
EFC?
Take a guess.
remind me how many Super Bowls this is? Like, what's Super Bowl?
56, 57.
56. Okay, so is it 56 or 57?
It's 56 or 57.
I'm gonna say like,
You got a bait on the table.
okay, 23.
That's too high. Do you want to try to steal it?
I knew it. Swear to God.
Is it just a number?
Yeah, it's just
Like the answer's just number?
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's lucky number is 13.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You prepped her for this.
Oh my god.
You prepped her for this.
Yes!
You
Wait, wait,
definitely
wait,
prepped
What
her
is
for
this
this.
Taylor
Wait,
Swift?
wait.
My- his
And the winner-
favorite number
Taylor
ever?
Swift's lucky number is 13
And
and,
the
it's
winner.
on all the
winner.
commercials.
You 100% prepped her for this.
Winner. By unanimous decision. Celia Melanson.
Let's go.
We're no longer
100%
we
prepped her.
are, we are no
Paul.
longer 3 bros and a buddy. We're now 3 bros and a blonde. There we go.
Get out of here.
That was so awesome. That was great.
Alright, we're gonna have to ask you.
Good job.
And that's a good segment.
Okay, that was really good. All right, we're gonna have you leave now.
My
Have
goodness.
you leave.
What the? Dude, don't even. I would have lost that too.
That was crazy.
I can't say anything.
I didn't
Did
know
you
any
prep her?
of those.
Like, I actually need to
No,
know.
no.
You
Because
think I'm
that
gonna
is
let them
like
prep
the
me?
most
I
insane
didn't-
lucky thing.
I didn't
I've
even
ever
know
seen
that's
in
what
my
the
entire life.
segment we were doing.
I literally
Dude,
just
you've seen her read the tarot cards, Bradley.
My question,
I
how
don't
did
know.
you not get the Michael Jordan
Which one?
one? His number 45.
You should have
It was one of the two numbers. I knew it was.
I guess.
What,
I
27?
thought-
Was it
Good
27 his
job.
other number?
23.
It was 23. Damn.
23 or 45. 45 he wore like when he retired or when he
I
came
just
back from his
remember
first
what
retirement.
his
Dude, that's tough.
That's terrible. That's bad. The last question I was gonna ask was how many World Series the Red Sox have won?
I actually don't know that one. It's
9.
8, right?
It's 9.
Oh,
I didn't know that. That's close.
I told you I was bad at trivia.
Oh my
folks.
god.
But,
I think
dude,
we
that is the legitimately luckiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
That was like there's no way.
can I let the cat out of the bag? 'Cause we totally
I knew it. I knew it. See, I knew this was going to be an absolutely bogus segment. I freaking knew it, dude. I knew it from the freaking get-go.
Actually, I didn't. 100% didn't.
Well, I don't trust anything he said right now. So, can we back to talking about the NBA? Because,
Yeah, we want to start a new one for that.
yeah, I guess
No,
we'll
we-
start a new
Yeah,
one.
yeah, okay.
Because we're not going to finish this in segment or
It's gonna
this
be a- it's gonna be a
segment in
great
7
clip.
minutes.
It's gonna be a great clip.
All right, guys. So whatever that was, enjoy that.
Oh my god.
It was fucking bullshit, dude. I fucking knew you guys were gonna try to embarrass me. I fucking knew it, dude.
Why are you looking at me?
Because it was your idea.
I guess so, sure.
Fucking knew it was gonna be something that was gonna embarrass me, dude. Now I look like a fucking idiot to everyone who listens. to me.
Everyone knows.
No one's gonna trust my
Everyone
knowledge.
knows.
Everyone knows
Literally
it.
everybody
There's not
knows
even a
this.
person watching, dude.
I don't care. Like everyone who listens to the thing is now gonna think I'm a fucking idiot because I lost a trivia game to someone who's not even on the podcast.
He literally just said that.
It's a bit. Like literally everybody's gonna be able to tell it's a bit.
It's literally for a clip.
Did he not just say that it was fake? Wow, that was
He did
recorded.
say it was fake. It was literally. It's a clip.
It's a bit.
It's a clip.
It's a bit.
It's a bit.
Couldn't you edit that out?
It's a copy of that.
You can't edit that out.
I guess I can.
Don't edit out of this, but that you can, I guess.
I gotta publish this first one before you get the second one up.
What the fuck? I have to leave.
Why?
Why?
I have to pick up Julia.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
What a
finish.
fucking disaster.
that's a wrap, I think then.
We still have stuff to talk about. We promised them a part two.
You guys can talk to him, but you don't hear me.
Yeah, we don't
Talk
need for this.
Okay, sure.
Even though I might have the most knowledge. See you
Oh,
guys.
I have to put featuring Donna.
See ya.
Fuck. Bullshit.
Have a good one. Have a good episode. See you, folks.
See ya, everybody.
At
Or
home.
my bad. Why did I say see ya?
See ya,
See ya,
little
home,
guy.
whatever you guys are.
See ya, bro.
I just got
Somebody.
bitched. I just got completely bitched.
Oh, it's a bet.
It was a bit. It's not that. deep.
Everybody could tell it was a bet. You could literally tell. How would she know that? How would she know Michael grew out of it?
How would she know?
How did
you?
how did she guess all of that? Like legitimately.
Yeah, wait. How would even if you told her, how would she remember that? Like, I would have forgot.
I told her like this morning.
So I knew it. I knew because there's no way. And then she must have made up like all of the. Yeah.
Taylor Swift's lucky number.
I mean, it was very clearly a bit. I thought you would like get it right away, but it took you into like the very end until you knew. Wow. Out of everybody, why would you think? I mean, why would you think that she would know that? Why?
She wouldn't. That's the point.
That's the whole. But
the luckiest thing ever.
I was about to say to Brayden, is he really gonna go this whole thing thinking that she actually knew it? That was funny. That was really funny. He's gotta get me back now.
What should I say for the MLB topic? Because we talked about a few different things.
We talked about a variety of MLB news.
Okay. That's
Now you gotta get me back, or one of us, the twins. Now you gotta get a guest on that embarrasses me.
I low-key
That would be
I
so
low-key
good.
would have your dad on.
You know who to get
That'd
on?
be funny.
Jordan.
Yes, that would be so
That would be
funny.
such a good clip because she would just like walk into you and just like storm out,
Walk
like,
out.
fuck you or something like that. Just leave.
Random MLB news. What else? OBJ to the Ravens. Yeah, to the Ravens. We already for the NBA stuff. We already talked about the NBA attendance record.
Yeah.
Attendance
That was so funny.
record, and we have
I wanna go back and watch that live.
no more fucking guests without my approval. First ever.
Okay, I want your honesty. Who did you think it was?
I had no idea. I thought it was one of your parents. I'm not gonna lie. All right, you guys ready to start? Episode
I
two?
wanna find when she.
I forgot I had his keys.
Can we watch that back later and just finish this right now?
Yeah, we are.
No, sorry.
Hey, bros.
Hey, buddy.
All right, folks. Welcome back to episode 9 of Three Bros and a Buddy, part 2. I am your co-host, Paul Hine. I'm a co-host, Paul Hine, and I'm
No, you're
here
the host.
with 2 of my 3 co-hosts. Ben, Karen had to leave, but Braden, Karen, and Drew Hamilton are still here with me. So we were in the middle of talking about the NBA. So the play-in round just happened. You guys want to start off with that?
Yeah, so the play-in round happened. We had the Bulls beating the Raptors. We had Oklahoma City beating the New Orleans Pelicans. Those 2 teams advanced to play in the 8 versus 9 game, but the T-Wolves lost to the Lakers in overtime. Very good game. And the Hawks beat the Heat, so the Heat are playing the Bulls for the final 8 spot. What did you guys think about the play-in game so far?
So I guess to start, we'll go with the Hawks. I mean, I guess upsetting the Heat. I mean, the Hawks have made a good playoff push. What was that, 2 years ago now?
Yes,
They made it to Eastern
yeah.
Conference Final. So like I guess they've been there. We know that they can win some playoff games. I mean, the Heat, they didn't really look too great out there. I'm going to be honest. Clint Capella was unbelievable on the offensive glass. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, what they play the Celtics now.
Yeah,
So I mean, they're not going to beat the Celtics.
it's a 5-game series.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could see them winning a game or two, but like that's just
Yeah, as a Celtics fan, I'm definitely more comfortable going up against the Hawks than the Heat. I mean, Jimmy Butler takes the Celtics to town a lot.
yeah.
So
Well, I wouldn't even say that. I think it's also from just like a matchup perspective. They can guard Trey pretty well with Smart and
Just the size
Brogdon.
they have against them.
Right, and he's going
So
to have a
many
hard
good
time driving to the
defenders.
basket. I think DeJounte actually worries me more because DeJounte's a little bit longer and he can get to the basket. Their bigs don't like terribly. I mean, Capella's good offensively, but you got Rob Williams to kind of offset that. And I
Maybe
don't.
John Collins. He could maybe
John Collins
he could put in some
possibly.
work, but
Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna be enough to beat the Celtics.
and I don't think they have a good enough. I don't think they're gonna be able to guard Tatum. Really, I mean, who are you gonna put on him? Like maybe John. What'd you put?
Is DeAndre Hunter? Is he guarding?
Yeah, DeAndre. Yeah, you'll put DeAndre.
I mean, but like you can't.
He's
stop.
not guarding
You can't
him.
stop
No,
that.
and he's not guarding Jalen either.
oh, you're back.
Yeah, they make you.
Okay.
See you later, guys.
Yeah, I think they'll make
Small appearance by Ben.
Small guy.
light work of the Hawks. But I was overall impressed. A shout out to Quinn Snyder, one of the best
Great
coaches in
coach.
the league.
Great coach.
Was great in Utah, and he looks like he's going to do pretty well in Atlanta. But I think this is a team on the rise. I mean, me and you were talking about it when we watched it. We really like their roster a lot.
Yeah,
It's just about obviously
they've
Drake,
Bogdanovich too.
Bogdanovich, Bay, right?
Sadiq Bey.
Yeah, he played really well. It's just for them. They got a couple more pieces that they need, but I think overall they got a really good young team that I
Mhm.
like. And I was shocked that they beat the Heat. Kyle Lowry played really well, played out of this
30,
world.
33
Yeah,
or something.
but they're just not
He's
good.
old.
They're not good offensively. So I mean, they're gonna have a hard time. I think they'll beat the Bulls, but they're gonna have a hard time playing with the Bucks because I don't think. I mean, you're gonna put Bam on Giannis, I guess, but like, I don't know. They're gonna have a tough time.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Lakers. So the Lakers win against Timberwolves.
Not surprised.
I had the Lakers winning, but do you think this sets them up for a run?
I mean, yeah, we've talked about the Lakers and how we think that they can honestly win a title. So I'm honestly a little bit surprised though, because it was kind of a comeback win. Like they were losing most of the game, weren't they, by 10?
Yeah,
And
they
then
were
came
down.
First OT.
They also aren't a
the
particularly
Timberwolves.
high seed. They have a
Timberwolves.
talented roster, but
Well, it's because they started
I know they
bad in the
started
regular,
bad,
and then
and
once they made
yeah.
trades.
I know.
So I mean, obviously they could go win a championship. Like I wouldn't be surprised, but
We also, hey, AD, we need you to play a lot smarter than
need
that.
that.
We cannot have you fouling like that. But he played well, and LeBron played well, obviously. But I'm really excited. I think they match up pretty well against Memphis.
I hope they smoke. I hope they beat them in 4 or 5.
I do too. It's the first time I think in LeBron's career that he's not favored in a first round series. I saw it today.
Was he favored against the Suns when the Suns
Yeah.
went to the title?
Yeah, because AD was healthy. And then he got hurt. But I think they got a good chance, and I think if they win that, they'll either play the Kings or the Warriors, and I think they have a little bit of trouble. I think if when Golden State's healthy, they're the best team in basketball.
Yeah.
But if they play the Kings, I like how they match up against the Kings. But
I mean, the Kings always played pretty well against them too.
yeah, I know, but I'm not
the
gonna pick
Lakers-
LeBron
yeah,
against
exactly.
that
LeBron,
team.
AD.
I just think they gotta stay healthy, and I need D'Angelo to play a lot better. He only had like I think 5 points, maybe less than that. But so he needs to play better. But yeah, let's see. They got to go to Memphis, which I mean Memphis is really good at home, so they got to at least steal one in Memphis.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty confident. I'm never gonna bet against the King from Akron. So yeah, that's what
It's a
I
good
think about
pick,
that.
yeah.
I think they'll win in 7, honestly.
OKC wins in New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean they look good. I mean they're a couple years ahead of schedule. I think
I'm
you would
glad they
say.
were.
They
I'm
still-
kind of surprised though. I'm not gonna lie. New Orleans is not a bad team,
yeah, no, they're
especially
not.
Brandon Ingram and stuff.
Brandon Ingram's been hooping this year.
He's a really good player.
Shea played well. Giddy played well.
What is it? Jaden Williams.
Yes.
He's
Which
a-
Jaden Williams? They have 2.
It's like the number 8 or something.
Yeah.
He's an Afro. He's like, isn't he like
They
second
both
in
have
rookie of the year?
efforts. They look similar. But yes, one of them
Luke
is
Dort also
one of them is
actually
in
shot
contention
really
for
well
rookie
last night. I gotta give shout out to Luke Dort, a guy who like really struggled shooting and now has actually been a very decent shooter, I think, in the league. They still don't have Chat. You
I
think
know.
about. I've also heard some stuff. If Luka wants to be traded,
I would not mind that. That would
We
be
talked
fun,
about
dude.
Damian Lillard going to somewhere
Yeah.
else if he wanted to win a title.
Yeah,
I think it's a really fun,
That's
interesting roster.
Yeah.
They are now playing the Wolves. I think they could beat the Timberwolves.
Yeah, they definitely.
yeah.
They could beat the
I
Timberwolves.
hope they do. I think they are. I don't know.
Without Gobert, that's kind of big. You don't have any, any defense when guys are driving to the lane.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Chase so good at doing that. He's so crafty, get finished right.
I saw someone make a good point that like he gets to a spot, he knows where he wants to go every time. He just gets to a spot.
He has no like what did they call it? Every like movement that he does is for a reason.
Right,
Like I don't know if that makes sense. to you
right.
guys.
There's no wasted movement.
no wasted. That's what
Right.
I'm supposed to. There's no wasted.
He's
movement.
very fluid in his. Yeah, I agree with that.
Like every shot fake is leading to another open shot.
Mhm.
It's just what it is.
All right. The Bulls win against the Raptors and then come back win.
Shout out to DeMar DeRozan's daughter for screaming.
Yeah.
Did you see that? She was-
Then they miss like 20 free
they
throws.
missed 50% of their free
He's
throws.
just sitting there screaming. Like I love it. I
I
love it.
the Raptors are in a weird spot to me because I like Anunoby, I like Pascal, but like they don't have anything else besides that.
I mean, like
Fred
Fred
VanVleet, but I think
He's
on
been
the
good in the
back
past.
end.
Yeah, he's not as
I think
good
he's
as
on the
what he
back
was.
end. And shout out to the Bulls.
Do they have Gary Trent still?
Bulls are pretty good.
Toronto. I think the Bulls,
Levine.
Levine obviously, and DeMar played really well. There again, we gotta see if Lonzo can play. I think Lonzo's played some really good basketball when he's healthy, and but yeah, I think they could
He
beat
just
the
can
Heat.
never be healthy.
I think they have a chance for sure.
They still have Vooch, right? They got Vooch,
Yeah,
right?
they could beat the Heat.
6 or 7 games.
I don't think they will, but I wouldn't be surprised. if
Which
they
one?
Oh, this
It's
is
just
still
Playing
playing.
or one.
Oh, it's still playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they have no chance.
The playing is the 7, 8, and then 9, 10.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah.
then the winner of 9-10 plays the loser or something.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think I like their roster. Who's their coach? Is it Billy? It's not Billy Donovan, right? I
It
don't
might, dude. It might be. I'll look that up real quick.
I don't
Yeah,
think-
it is Billy Donovan.
Okay, yeah, I don't like Billy Donovan, so I think they need to. I think they probably need to get a coaching change and a little bit of a culture change. But I like that roster. But the thing is, though, is that it's like on a roster that could win a title because they have a bunch of like threes on a championship team. Like DeMar DeRozan's a really good number 3,
Yeah.
or even a 2 when he plays really well. Levine's a really good 3. Vooch is a really
Did he get
good
up
3.
to 30?
Yeah, but also he's fixed his 3-point shot. He's a much better 3-point shooter than he ever was. So, I mean, I think they could beat the Heat. They just got to play well offensively, and I think anybody can beat the Heat if they have a good night shooting. So, and the Heat haven't even played well defensively the last half of the year. I think they mentioned that on the TNT broadcast Tuesday night.
Yeah. Do we want to do our NBA series predictions for?
Let's just do what we presume to be the first round, I guess. We'll just go
Yeah,
back.
we'll just do the first round.
All right. Well, then we'll start with Bucks versus Heat or Bulls. So we got to pick Bulls or Heat first.
I'll take the Heat.
I have the Heat.
I'm taking the Bulls.
I like
Okay,
that.
I like that,
I like
and I'm gonna take the Bucks
And I
to
have the
beat
Bucks,
the
yeah.
Heat in
Yeah.
5.
5 or
I'll
6.
give them 5. I'll give them
5.
I'll give them 1.
I'll take the Bucks to beat the Bulls in 5.
Okay. Next would be the Celtics and Hawks. I'll take the Celtics in 5.
Mm-hmm. I'd say Celtics in 6. I don't know. I feel like
Ooh,
I'm gonna
I
say
feel like
6 too.
I feel like Trey Young's gonna have 2 really fun.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Celtics in 6
The
too.
Celtics have dominated them this year. They're 3-0.
That's
They've
true.
been pretty convincing against them. So we'll see. We'll see.
Playoffs a different atmosphere, and that is coming from a Celtics fan. I want the Celtics to win.
Well, also I would say that
Bring stuff
that
out
would
of people.
benefit the Celtics.
Yeah.
Because
Um,
they played.
All right. 76ers Nets.
I want to say Sixers and. I don't think they're stopping Embiid. 5.
This one's intriguing because I do like the Nets roster now. I do want to see them win, but I just don't think they can. They just can't stop Embiid, dude. He's just
Yeah.
Who are
way
they gonna
too
put
fucking
on?
big.
Oh, they're gonna
dude.
put what's
Nicholas Class.
yeah, but
Like, he's too
not.
strong.
He's not.
He ain't gonna do
He's
nothing.
not guarding him.
You can't stop.
Yeah,
him.
5 games. This is not they're not gonna be able to.
I think they're
stop
gonna
Embiid.
sweep him.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad pick.
I got 76ers in 5. Cavs next.
Cavs in 6.
I was gonna say Cavs in 6.
Donovan Mitchell's a beast.
And
He's the best player.
been
in
there,
that
yeah, and he's been there
Donovan
for the
Mitchell
last-
has been dominant this year.
I like the Knicks a lot, but the Knicks are not. Remember the last time they were in the
Julius
playoffs?
Randle.
Last time they were in
He
the
was
playoffs?
so good, and then get the playoffs, and he was garbage.
Well, they also got a couple other
But
pieces.
Jalen Brunson,
Brunson's played really well.
he's gonna play good in the playoffs.
Well, also here's the thing: if Brunson's gonna be on Dawn, I assume, Yeah, they'll probably put him on Mitchell. So I mean, Brunson's a really good defender. I would say good defending guard. So I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna like shut down.
And they have
Bron.
quickly, Manuel quickly off the bench, and
I think
put up 30
it's gonna go
points.
6 just because I think they're gonna cause a little bit of
Isn't
offensive
Emmanuel
problems.
quickly up for 6 players a year?
I think he's gonna win 6 man of the year.
Yeah, I think so too.
Six
Yeah.
player.
6 man, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. That's just
All right, Denver versus OKC or the Wolves. So didn't we all take OKC?
I'm picking OKC.
I'll take the Wolves. I'll take the Wolves. And I'll take Denver in 4.
I'll
Okay.
take Denver in 5.
Yeah, I'll take Denver in 5.
Denver's just been on them. They've just played like every game's a postseason game. I think that'll
Yeah.
translate.
Memphis Lakers.
Lakers at 7, baby.
I was gonna say 7.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's the first 7-game series we've had, but
It's
yeah.
probably gonna be the closest. Well, actually, I wouldn't say that. It's won't be, the West is gonna be really good in the first round. The East, not so
Kings
much.
Warriors. Is that not the one?
I
you're
would take
talking
the
about?
Warriors in 7.
Warriors in 7. I'm gonna pick Warriors in 5 or 6. 6.
I'll pick Warriors in 6 too.
I just don't think the Kings defense is good enough. But like their offense is right there with the
Murder.
best. Like they're gonna put up some numbers, but they're
It'll
just
be high scoring games.
Keegan Murray.
their defense just isn't good enough.
It'll be
Devon
high-scoring games
Sabonis,
for sure.
De'Aaron Fox. They got some good players.
All right, and
2 of the most efficient offenses, starting offenses in the league.
oh, for sure, definitely a bunch of high-scoring games.
That's gonna be a fun series,
It'd
actually.
be a really fun series.
It's also
Alright.
a fun series.
And to
And-
see the Knicks play, or I mean the Kings play,
Yeah.
finally in the playoffs,
And our last, what is that?
what was that?
There was just like a knocking sound for those who are listening. Sorry.
Sounds like people.
Yeah.
All right, and our last prediction of the day, and probably our last point of the day: Suns Clippers.
Clippers in 6.
Oh, give me the Suns in 6. They haven't lost with Durant.
That's true.
I have Suns in 7.
I just think the Clippers have been playing really. Actually, they don't have PG, do they?
I think it's gonna be a close series, but I got Suns in 7.
Clippers 7.
I think PG will be back.
If he's back, I am in 6.
So you put Kawhi.
But like the Suns have been so
You
good.
put
with
Kawhi on
Durant.
Durant, right? And you put PG on
Booker.
Booker. Yeah, because Chris Paul, I don't trust. I just think Durant's too good of a scorer. I think Kawhi's a great defender, but I think Durant's
No,
just
you're not wrong.
Durant's like such a good scorer.
But if there's a player, actually, well, I can't say because Giannis, but like if there were a player to stop him, it would be Kawhi or Giannis.
yeah, but I mean Kawhi's a great defender. Don't get me wrong. I hate.
But Durant just.
I just like when
He's
even
just
people
such a
say
good
he stopped LeBron. I mean,
No.
LeBron still had like 27
Yeah.
in that
But
series.
that's like stopping.
Let's
LeBron.
stop at LeBron. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Suns
I mean, fair enough.
in 6.
I'm just picking the Clippers, especially because I just want to see Paul George win. I want him to get
That'll be
back.
fun. Hey, if they win that series, I think whoever wins that series is we'll talk about later. Will beat the Nuggets. So
I agree with that.
All right, so that is our first round NBA series predictions, and I think that's the last thing we have to talk about today, right?
that's all. What a great show today, guys.
That was-
All right. Thank you guys for listening. As always, go check us out on social media, 3bros.1buddy on Instagram and TikTok. And have a good night.
Shout out to the live stream, everybody. Peace out.
Later.